Stand by to launch FanStream Sports.
3, 2, 1. Let's start.
Hello, sports fans. Welcome to FanStream Sports. Nothing but pure sports. This is the JP Show.
JP, it is so good to hear you back on the air.
Stand by. Now, here's JP.
Oh, we made it. We made it. Yeah, JP Burgundy. Sorry, maybe hungover this morning. No, none of that going on at all. A couple technical difficulties. We apologize. We're a little tardy this morning as Captain K has already given us a tardy slip. So, hey, It's Christmas. Come on. How about a little grace? Little grace here. We're just doing our best. We're doing our best. Sorry we're late, but we got a great show for you today. We had a great show. There you go. Let's get in the holiday Christmas spirit. I'm going to tell you what. Timmy is bah humbug this morning. He is Ebenezer Scrooge, and he's got good reasons. So
you don't even know, man. I swear to God.
Let's give my man some grace here this morning. So anyway,
if this second story window to my studio opened, I would have jumped out of it 3 times already this morning. I swear to God.
Timmy likes to hold it in a lot. He likes to hold it in, and then when it blows, it blows. So it's going to be fun today. He hasn't even given us his take on that debacle on the Bucs Sunday, so we get a whole fresh take from him on that bizarre.
I got Aggies, Hurricanes. I got Cowboys, Queens.
Oh my Lord! Oh, what happened to your Aggies?
I got Phillip Rivers.
Old man Rivers last night. I was doing a hockey game, so I was just peeking in on that here and there. But that looked kind of interesting as well. What the hell happened to the Colts defense? My God. Anyway, we got lots to get to today. Scott Reynolds going to join us at 10:30. Pewter Report. We'll talk about he and I definitely have a disagreement. He and I definitely have a disagreement on the fate of Todd Bowles. Oh. So we will debate that and see where his head's at, where my head's at, and where this is all headed. We also have a special in-studio guest. Claire Rain is coming in. She is a FSU national champion. She was on the women's soccer team that just won the national championship. But that's not the whole story. The story is one of the most inspirational stories I think you will hear this Christmas, and it's remarkable. She had a devastating knee injury, and it took her 820 days. 820 days of rehab to come back. I can't even imagine the determination and perseverance and the want to come back from that type of knee injury. Yeah. She's from Plant High School here locally, and she will be joining us. It's kind of an interesting story. So when they won the national championship, typically if a kind of a non-revenue sport wins a national championship in Florida, USF, FSU or something, I always go on their roster and see if they got any Tampa Bay kids. Mm-hmm. And then we bring them in and give them hopefully some great publicity that they so richly deserve. And so I looked on, this was like a week and a half ago when they won it, 2 weeks ago when it was. And I was like, oh yeah, there's a Tampa girl on here, Claire Rain. Okay, good. I'm going to look her up and see if we can get her on the show. So I go into my biospine surgery last week, and I'm just chit-chatting with the nurse. And, we start, FSU. Oh, yeah, my daughter plays soccer for FSU. I'm like, no way. Really? I'm like, I know your daughter is Claire Rain. She's like, how do you know that? And I'm like,
he's a stalker.
I said, well, she's the only one from Tampa on the roster. Yeah. And explained I looked it up and blah, blah, blah. I was going to try to get in touch with her. And here we are, serendipity, right? So anyway, I said, well, I would love to get your daughter on the show. And we worked it out where she's going to come in this morning. She's got training, and then she's going to come over here and chat. And we got some video of her rehabilitation, and her story is just insane. So if you guys are struggling with anything that's, been tough to get through and need a little inspiration, I think Claire may provide some of that in this holiday season. So she will join us. And then Scotty Hamilton, Timmy's favorite person, will be joining us at 11:45 from the Carolinas, college football expert extraordinaire. We'll talk about the tournament, what's coming up this weekend, and we're in it. We're definitely in it. So Good show coming your way. Any Christmas thoughts that you guys have? what you want for Christmas for the Buccaneers, for your Rays, for your Lightning. Big win last night over the Blues. All right, 4-1. Thank you very much. I get to the post-game show last night with Chief and Brian, and Chief is just like, that effing Gary Bettman, he has ruined hockey. He's this European crap that we watch.
I'm not going to disagree either.
It's like this European figure skating, whatever. And last night it was just kind of a boring hockey game. The Lightning got out quick, 2-0, and they just said, you know what, we're gonna make sure you don't get any shots. And St. Louis is not a very explosive team anyway. So they just couldn't really generate anything. And it was a lot of just neutral zone, back and forth. Not a whole lot going on, but the Lightning get a nice 4-1 win. And as Coop rightly pointed out last night, from the first period of the Carolina game the other night, where they were down 3-0, to the end of this game, you're looking at maybe, how many points are we going to get out of this? Mm-hmm. Well, they got 4 points. And by the way, that win the other night where they go down 3-0 in the first, that is only the third time in franchise history that they've come back from a 3-0 deficit in the first period to win a game. That's how rare that is. So to get that win against Carolina, who's, the best team in the Metro, the best team in the East, and then come back and get, St. Louis has struggled a little bit. They're middling, right? But you get that win. So that's 4 big points in a division that from top to bottom is separated by 10 points. 10 freaking points. From the Red Wings at the top at 45 to the Maple Leafs at the bottom at 35. And the Lightning are in second place now at 43, tied with Montreal, Les Habitants. So they're off for a four-game break, and Darren Radish had a hand in 3 goals last night. And this dude has gone from, being scratched and trying to get playing time to their most high prolific scoring defenseman. And 24, 26 points now, I think. Had a goal and a couple of assists last night, and he's just banging the shots at 95 miles an hour from the point on the power play, which Bjorkstrand scored on a power play last night on a one-timer, which, we've been trying desperately to get that done. Certainly not Stamkos-esque, but it'll do. And they got a couple of power play goals last night. So
it wasn't a power play goal like Thursday too, didn't he?
Yeah. So it wasn't a Picasso, and sometimes they're not, but they're 2 points. Every 2 points right now in this cluttered division is absolutely desperately important. So, and you get a nice feeling of winning a couple games before you take your 4-day Christmas break. So, the Lightning, look, are they the best team in the league right now? Obviously not. Colorado was just killing everybody. But do they have a chance to get better and better? Because what's interesting with the Lightning right now is you have a situation where Hedman and Chernak, Lilleberg, all out. And obviously McDonough missed the big piece as well of this season. And these young defensemen, Destu, have come out of nowhere. Obviously, Radish stepping up his game. Destu, Celebrini, who's come up a little bit. Declan Carlisle, who's come up. I mean, these kids have played terrific hockey. Really, really good. Dominic James has given them, a great jolt of energy, another rookie. So when these other guys come back, it's like, who's going out? Certainly not Darren Radish. Destu's played fantastic hockey. So they built a lot of depth here now with some younger players that, that's going to pay dividends down the line. As the season goes on and injuries pile up, you've got guys that you can really depend on. And moving forward in the offseason, you've got guys now that have proven they can play at a high level in the NHL. And now if JBB wants to go, do a little roster shifting and go find a piece that he likes, maybe something that really jolts the power play, you've got ammunition to do it now. Guys that were never really on the docket to be traded. Nobody knew who they were for the most part, are now bona fide NHL defensemen. And that is a great asset to have moving forward. So, we're through 32 games now. The Lightning are in good shape, obviously, to get into playoffs in a numbers game, but you just want to look at the way they're playing. And, Vasi's been really, really good. JoJo's been great backing him up. They've had bouts where they don't score as much, but their defense has been really consistent, and Cooper will take that all day long. So because he knows that this team can score.
Yeah.
So they're in a really good position right now after a horrific start in the first 7 games of the season. They're now right where they need to be and want to be. And I think as a hockey team, they're only going to get better. They're only going to get better. I don't even think Cooch has really hit his stride yet. He's been sick. He's been banged up. He just hasn't gotten a good flow going. And obviously Gensel's been fantastic. They did it without Hagel last night, who's, battling another would-be concussion. We don't know. So they're winning games with injuries, and they're winning games and getting points. And that's all that matters right now.
Well, and you knew.
All right,
we
obviously talk a lot about the Bucs with Scott Reynolds, but I wanted Timmy. Go ahead.
No, I was going to say you knew that the start to the season wasn't going to be the way the season went. I mean, you knew that things would pick up, and we talked about it with Brian Bradley. We talked about it with Eric Erlinson. At some point things were going to level out. Now you're almost at the midpoint of the season, and you're kind of finding out what teams really are all across the league. Are you a 500 team? Are you better than a 500 team? And you're kind of positioning now where you're going to be in each division. And, at almost the mid stretch of the season, I think the Lightning, you have to guess we've seen the team that they are. The question is, will they make improvements going forward? Or is this who they're going to be for the rest of the season? And we'll know, in another 20 games or so, I think, a little bit more about how they're going to stand up to the competition and see where they go from here. But you have to be pleased with the way they started, where they are now.
Yeah, absolutely, 100%. And I think they're only going to get better. Mm-hmm. All right, so let's move over to the Buccaneers. And news just came down. Tristan Wirfs and Antoine Winfield Jr. elected to the Pro Bowl. What? Yeah, this just came over in my email, and I'm like, is this right? Is this true?
Is that from the Buccaneers communications?
Yeah.
Stuff? Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Must be legit.
Yeah. The National Football League today announced the Buccaneers tackle Tristan Wirfs and safety Antoine Winfield Jr. were named to the 2026 Pro Bowl games. The nod marks the second career Pro Bowl selection for Winfield Jr., and Wirfs had now earned 5 consecutive trips in just 6 NFL seasons. Well, Antoine made it. Wow, I'm shocked. Well, it is a flag football game now.
Yeah. I'll be real honest. I didn't even know we were voting for the Pro Bowl right now. I had no clue that was even happening.
Yeah. It usually comes out about this time of year, but
yeah,
Wirfs had another great season, but by his standards, his worst.
Yeah,
his worst. I mean, he obviously missed 3 or 4 games, and when he came back, he just hasn't been his dominant self.
Yeah,
I think he's kind of gotten into that in the last 4 or 5 games, but not even close to what his best has been. Although PFF credits Wirfs with the 92 offensive grade this season, the second highest among qualified offensive linemen. Winfield is really weird. 83 tackles, 4 for loss, 7 passes defense, 2 interceptions, a forced fumble, a fumble recovery, a sack, 4 quarterback hits. That's not exceptional in any way.
Yeah.
And I just watching him is like he's been a non-factor.
Do they have a list of other players that have? Or is this just the Bucs?
This is just the Bucs that I'm reading from. Yeah,
right. I would love to see a list of other players that are playing.
This is honestly, I'm like, what?
You sure that's not an old email from 2023?
Let me check the date.
It just showed back up in your inbox
16 minutes ago. It just came through. Yeah. Okay. All right. Among safeties with 35 plus defensive targets this season per NFL's Next Gen Stats, Winfield Jr. ranks second in lowest opponent passer rating when targeted. So that's something.
I mean, it's something, all right.
That's something.
That is a stat.
That is a stat. The Buccaneer alternates for the Pro Bowl include Jamel Toast Medine and Baker beat up Mayfield. So, well, good for them. They're off to the flag football game. The event brings the league's top players together for an AFC NFC flag football showdown. Coached by Hall of Famers Jerry Rice and Steve Young. Who doesn't want to miss this? Which will preview the elite athleticism and competition of the sport ahead of the LA 28 Olympics debut.
Why are we still doing this? Like, I kind of get it this year because you're leading into flag football in the Olympics, I guess, right? So I kind of get that. But overall, do we – I mean, I already know the answer. Nobody cares about the Pro Bowl. No matter what you're doing, what the games are, if it's a game, if it's flag, if it's a skills competition, nobody cares and nobody watches. Why do we do this?
Because it makes money.
Does it? How does it make money? Like TV?
Yeah.
Nobody watches it.
No, it gets a huge rating.
No.
Compared to, yes. Oh,
really?
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Compared to like everything else on TV, yes.
I have not met like one person in the last 20 years that admits to watching the Pro Bowl.
I think I saw last year it got like a 16 rating, which is humongous in this day and age.
That's better than a Browns-Titans regular season game.
Yeah, the NFL. Listen, the NFL farts. It gets a 16.
I guess
it's
like I get, years and years and years and years ago, and I'm going to like when we were kids, JP.
Mm-hmm.
The Pro Bowl meant something. Number one, it was a bonus for the player who didn't make a lot of money at the time, and they got a free trip to Hawaii, which they probably couldn't afford on their own, or it was a real deal, right?
Yeah.
Now there's no monetary value to it. These guys are all bajillionaires. They can buy and sell Hawaii if they want, you know, and it's so that appeal of it for the player is gone. I guess it's the only monetary value is some guys have it in their contract. If you're elected to the Pro Bowl, you get a, $50,000 bonus or whatever. Do they even care about that? Like,
there's a lot of that. Yeah.
I mean, I just don't get it.
Well, it is what it is. And the fact that Antoine Winfield has been, good for him. I'm happy for him to get his recognition. That's awesome. But I mean,
for sure.
I was watching the Todd Bowles interview yesterday, and he's doubling down on the blitz, zero blitz right before the half, which made absolutely no sense whatsoever and cost them the game. Let's just be honest. You hold them to a field goal there, you win the game. I mean, obviously the game plays out differently. We know how that works, but it's a huge 4-point swing right there. They're going to get a field goal anyway. You've already gifted them a field goal, by the way. That's the funny part about it.
Yeah.
Like when they got the ball at the 35, because you just capitulate and give them the ball at the 35. You couldn't have played more soft defense than they actually played. They're allowing guys to, Legette's catching a ball 8 yards downfield with nobody within 7 yards of them. And then when they converge, they miss the tackle and he gets 12 free yards. Next play, we give him 8. Next play, we get you're so soft all the way to that point. And that's the point. You say we're going to send everybody, no safety over the top, and put him in one-on-one in that situation? It's a complete lunacy.
You know what that smells like to me, JP? That smells like desperation.
Well, it almost smells like, oh, you want me to blitz? Okay, I'm going to blitz now. JP,
rather than
you want to come in here and tell me how much I need to blitz? Okay, I'm going to blitz right now. What do you think about this? Oh,
let me show you what happens when we blitz.
See what happens when we blitz? You guys think you're so freaking smart? Like, how in the hell are you blitzing in that situation? Was 0 blitzing in that situation. Send 5, maybe 7. And if you watch the play, I mean, he's got all day, brings his back in, come on over here, gets the I'm counting, okay, they got 7 to protect against the 7 coming. And he's, it's just like, you guys really, and the Bucs aren't backing out of it. They're not backing out of it. Antoine Winfield's 8 yards deep, so he's got 8 yards just to get to the line of scrimmage before he affects him. Doesn't jump up when he gets to the quarterback. He just plows through. I mean, it's just every technique in the play is horrible. Nobody looks like they're really trying to get to the quarterback with any type of ferocity. And then I don't know what the hell Jamel Dean does. I mean, his technique on that play is just like, he's basically, oh, okay, I'm going to start 12 yards off the ball. Oh, he's running at me. I better turn and run. Looks like he's going to try to go by me. Okay. Oh, damn, here comes the ball. Oh, damn. Wow. No intensity to his technique whatsoever. None. He's just standing there. Like he's not even in a ready position. It's just so lazy. The whole thing is just, it's like, could you gift the team an easier touchdown than that? I mean, it's
yeah, and look, so obviously, I'm not going to turn this into a Cowboys conversation, but obviously the Cowboys were eliminated on Saturday from the playoffs when the Eagles won, right? So The Cowboys' only chance to get into the playoffs was not a wild card. It was the division. The Eagles won the division. By the way, the first time the same team has repeated as NFC East champs since 2002. Yeah. It's a crazy stat. Back when the Eagles did it 4 years in a row when they were losing NFC championship games with Donovan McNabb and T.O. But Cowboys, I've done 2 Cowboys podcasts since Sunday's game. And everybody bitching, Cowboys fans bitching and moaning about the way they're playing on the field. My answer is, this is what meaningless football looks like in December. Yeah. You're not playing for January. There's nothing to play for. Guys are playing for literally to not get hurt. That's all you want to do.
That's it.
And this to twist this for the Bucs, it almost looks like that's what the Bucs are doing. Yeah, it almost looks like they're playing meaningless football, but it's not. They still have and even after Sunday, they have an opportunity to still win the division, right? But the way they're playing on the field, the attitude, the body language, everything about it screams, we don't care. We've got nothing to play for. Yeah.
No, it's exactly what I said yesterday. When you turn on the tape and then you go look at any other NFL football game that's, where they're decent teams and they're trying to win, you see a level of intensity, especially on defense and physicality, that you do not see with the Bucs. They are playing. They just run. Hassan Reddick just runs into the tackle, puts his hands out like this. He's not trying to knock hands away or get around or move under or go anywhere. He's just standing there with his hands extended, looking at the play. You go look at the play where he scrambles. Hassan Reddick is coming around on a twist at about half-ass speed, and then he can see that it looks like Bryce Young he's going to try to break the pocket. Do you think he puts it into another gear to go get him? No, he's just loafing around. And then he appeared and he broke out. Looks like Logan Hall didn't tackle him. Shocking development. And it's like it's just half-ass all over the place. It's an embarrassment. Like you can't even take this team seriously at this point. And then, Todd goes to the podium yesterday and pretty much, says, Jim, we called the blitz and a blitz didn't get home and we didn't execute that. And it was terrible.
And he throws his team under the bus again.
Blames
for the
play.
Second week in a row.
Which, listen, and I thought at some point he's like going to, say maybe that wasn't the best call. No, he never said that.
No.
Yeah, it's a really weird dynamic.
If you want to throw it, look, I'll go back to last week, the loss against Atlanta, when I went off on that Friday. Look, if you want to throw your team under the bus and talk about how they're not executing what you're coaching, that's fine. But at the same time, you need to throw yourself under that same bus and maybe in front of the players and call yourself out for just being a piss poor coach right now. Which he's not doing. All he's doing is blaming the players. He's not like
normally he does say we need to coach it better.
I know he does, and that's why
lately we haven't heard that.
Nope. That's why this is different.
And it seems like there's a something has gone wrong. It's almost like Bowles knows he's getting fired. And he's just like, I'm going down the way I want to go down. We're going to run the ball 30 times during this game. I'm not going to, we're not going to try to use our strengths, our wide receivers. We're going to do it my way. I'm not listening to anybody, and we'll see what happens. And
it's weird.
They've lost 3 in a row, and they look to divisional opponents who suck. And it's
think about this. A month and a half ago, we were looking at potentially a Buccaneers Colts Super Bowl matchup.
One seed. Yeah.
Oops.
Boy,
on both sides of it.
Yeah. Wow. All right, we're going to get to your comments here in a little bit. Scott Reynolds is going to join us next. We'll get his thoughts on this debacle that is the Buccaneers losing 6 out of 7 now. So we'll chat with him and much more coming your way. We're brought to you by the great folks at the Jeeves Law Group, JEEVESLawgroup.com. If you're in an accident, you got to call them. Great lawyers over there. They're going to make you a priority. Not just another number like some of these big firms. And they know the local legal landscape. That's very important, folks, when you're involved in an accident. And also by Genesis of Tampa. Their 30 days of giving continues over there. Just go on over and sign up. You get a $500 shopping spree and entry into a $500 shopping spree. And if you get your car appraised or do a test drive, they'll give you 10X. Genesis of Tampa doing a great job here on Christmas. Also, if you buy a car, first 3 payments, actually the first 4 payments are on them. So there you go. 120 days. You don't have to make a car payment. Genesis of Tampa. All right, back at 3 with Scott Reynolds. Stay with us. At Genesis of Tampa, they got some serious ho going on this Christmas. It's the Miracle Holiday Sales Event and their 30 days of giving. First, for any new vehicle in the month of December sold, first payment will be deferred 90 days, and then the dealership will make the first payment up to $500. That can save you a lot of cash that you can use for Christmas shopping. And every day in December, they're giving away a $500 shopping spree. All you got to do is have your car appraised, and you get an entry into the daily drawing for the $500 shopping spree. And every weekend day in December, customers simply need to stop by the dealership, scan the QR code, and they get an entry into the $500 shopping spree contest. No purchase necessary. Test drive a vehicle, and we will 10x your entry into the shopping spree. Christmas and New Year's Eve, each holiday, if a customer books a test drive for the specified day, they will receive a themed t-shirt, limited edition, as well as an additional $250 off the purchase price. Bottom line is, get your butt and your sleigh down to Genesis of Tampa, 801 East Bears Avenue, just off 275. It's going to be a big Christmas at Genesis of Tampa. Italiano Insurance would like to congratulate the Bucs on their 50th anniversary season. And you know what? We've been here for every season and then some, over 60 years in business. We've seen some smart coaches with great game plans, but if you don't have flood insurance or business insurance, that's a terrible game plan. That could ruin you financially. You don't want to take that L. So call 813-877-7799 and let their friendly agents quarterback your insurance and save you big money. Italiano also sponsors our FSU report every week, so go Noles. 813-877-7799 or go to ItalianoInsurance.com. JP here for Riveters, the official sports bar and grill of the JP Peterson Show. We're located just south of Ray J and Steinbrenner Field, so it's a great pre- and post-game spot, and the happy hour is amazing. Monday through Friday, 3 to 7. Check out these specials. $3 Bud Light drafts, $4 domestic bottles, $5 wells, $6 premium wells, $6 cocktails like margaritas. That's unheard of. And the Riveters food is freshly made daily. No freezers. Happy hour food specials include $3.50 tacos and barbecue sliders. $6 you get edamame or chips with the beer cheese, which is amazing. $8 buffalo chicken dip, my favorite. The truffle fries, chili cheese fries, also $8 at happy hour. As well as other specials throughout the week, including Taco Tuesdays, you get $3 tacos, and Wing Wednesdays, 7 o'clock to 1 a.m. in the morning, you get our amazing wings, 5 for $5 and $5 wells and wines. That's a good Wednesday night. So if you're tired of the preppy, overpriced generic sports bars, come see the amazing, friendly bartenders and staff at Riveters, where customer service really matters. Riveters, just south of where the Rays and Bucs play. We'll see you there. Although it may seem tempting to go without health care insurance, the financial risk far outweighs the gain you may experience. For example, did you know if you simply broke your leg, it could cost you nearly $7,500? Put on top of that a hospital stay, you could be looking at $10,000 to $15,000. Ensuring that you don't go uncovered is so important, as according to CNBC, high medical bills are the highest contributing factor to why Americans end up taking money out of their retirement savings, or worse, find themselves filing bankruptcy. So go to don'tgouncovered.com or call 800-669-1505. Now, depending on your income, you can get plans for zero premium. Our experts will guide you through the process effortlessly. They will shop many plans and find the one that's right for you. I called and I have full health coverage through Florida Blue for zero monthly premium. It's a free call. So why go uncovered? It's a huge risk. Go to don'tgouncovered.com or call 800-669-1505. That's 800-669-1505. Hey, JP here for my concierge medical professional, Chris Lugo, PA. You've heard him on the show for a couple of years, where he shares invaluable medical, nutritional, and supplement advice. With Chris, it's like having a medical provider as your best friend. What I love about this concierge service is the convenience and support he offers. I can text or call him 24/7 with any questions or concerns, and he'll promptly call in a prescription if needed. No office visits or copays required. It gives me peace of mind knowing I have someone genuinely invested in my health, not just focused on insurance profits. And the best part, the Bay Area Modern Medical Center's personal concierge service is more affordable than you might think. Don't let insurance companies dictate your health care. Take control of your health and wellness today. Visit BAMMC.com for more information and to schedule your initial free consultation. Empower yourself and take charge of your personal health with BAMMC.com.
Let's go.
Right now, back to the show on FanStream Sports.
All right, welcome back to the JP Peterson Show. A Merry Christmas to all of you. You know, if you got some family in town, you want to get together, or just some friends at Christmas time, how about head over to Riveters? That is a great place to hang out. Great staff over there, great food, reasonable prices, the best happy hour in all of Tampa Bay. We love it over there. Try that hazy IPA that they make right there in their microbrew. All the great stuff at Riveters, great food, great service, and a great location as well. If you're going to Bucs game in a couple of weeks when they take on Carolina for the division championship, maybe you can pregame.
Gentlemen.
Get on over there. All right, let's bring in our good friend Scott Reynolds from the Pewter Report, who's already penning articles about what's going to happen for the future of this team. Because, boy, Scotty, you know, when I watched it live, I was like, whew, do these guys, especially on defense, do they even care? Do they even care? And when I went and watched the All-22, buddy, I got to tell you, I was astounded. I mean,
It's bad.
Levante David.
Yeah, they're just going through the motions at this point. Really, it's like, it's like they want to win. Like, I mean, they suit up for the game. They go out there. They do a pep talk, you know, before the game. They want to win the game, but there's a difference between want to win and have to win, right? It's just like, you know, when my wife goes shopping, she looks at me funny, but I say, is that a want or a need? You know, and she's like, shut up, you know. But seriously, it kind of applies to football too. It's like, yeah, the Buccaneers, they're going to travel to Miami. They want to win the game, right? But are you going to do what is required to win the game? Like, you know, is it a must situation? Is it a have to have it, need to win this game type of thing? I just don't see it. I don't see that intensity. There's no momentum. So again, it's like, you know, has Todd Bowles lost the locker room? No, but it's stale. It's a stale vibe, and you know, there's no way to revive stale, right? It's like once the bread has gone stale, like, I mean, I guess you could make toast out of it, right?
Throw it in the air fryer, make toast.
Well, right.
Croutons.
But I think
we're cut the mold off.
I was going to say, but now we're at the time where the bread is moldy, right? It's so stale that it's moldy. So
very moldy. Yeah.
I don't mind a little mold on my cheese, but bread.
The bread, it's not good.
No,
it's not good. So I was listening to your podcast yesterday, and I must listen, by the way.
Thank you, appreciate it.
And I think you and I may differ, and I heard Rick Stroud say this as well on his fine podcast. You both believe that if the Bucs don't make the playoffs, that there's a world where Todd Bowles comes back. I do not believe that.
If they don't make the playoffs, I think it's going to be very hard for Todd Bowles to come back.
Okay, all right. Maybe I misunderstood.
Yeah, I mean, what I'm saying though is like in a world where the Buccaneers go 8-9 and then win the division again, like I think that's unacceptable, right? Because I mean, I
think it's completely unacceptable.
So he can technically win the division, make the playoffs, and still be gone, right?
Hopefully, yeah. Yes, I mean, if this team goes 8-9, makes the playoffs, and loses that home playoff game, like, what are we doing? Like, where's the reward? There's no reward, and you will have had 2 8 and 9 seasons, like bookending, which you've done in between, which has been to go backwards. You were 10-7 last year, you know, and here's the funny thing: it's like some Bowl supporters will say, yeah, but they've been so injured. And it's like, yeah, the injuries that's a legit thing. That's a reason, not an excuse. However, you go back and this team was actually more injured. They had more injuries, more substantial injuries, more big time players missing games during their 6-2 run.
Yeah.
Right. So it's like
worse for the first 3 games.
Yeah. Despite the injuries, they were 6-2. These last 2 weeks, they've been as healthy as they've ever been and will ever be this season.
Mm-hmm.
It's like, oh, okay, you don't have Zion McCollum and no Cody Malcolm, Ben Bredesen. Okay, that's 3 guys. When you were winning 6 games at the beginning of the season, you were down like 5 players on offense, and a couple players on defense. So to me, it can't be an excuse because you're 0-2 against division opponents with the division on the line. You're 0-2 in the 2 games that you have had everybody back that can come back
right? At home.
Yeah, certainly the Falcons game, and then the Panthers game.
Yeah.
So I'm just saying it's like, don't get me started on the game plan. Like, I don't understand that.
What game plan?
You're waiting all year to get Mike Evans and Jalen McMillan back. So you have the 4 wide receivers and your $100 million quarterback, and you decide to run Bucky Irving, which again, and I'm not throwing shade at Bucky. I love Bucky. It's not working with Bucky this year. Right. I mean, in the 4 games he's been back, he has not averaged 4 yards per carry at all. Right.
Which is outlandish. Well, when you keep trying to run him up the middle between 2 substandard guards who shouldn't even be in this league, and a center that is struggling mightily, I think, because of the 2 guards next to him.
Yeah.
That is you're running, and who's in the middle of their defense? The best player on their team,
Derek Brown.
I mean, you can't come up with a dumber game plan. You really can't. When you match your strengths against their weaknesses, which is what coaching game plans are all about. We have to accentuate our strengths against their weaknesses. And you're actually doing the exact opposite in that situation. Running the ball up the middle is their strength and your weakness. Why would that be the mainstay of your game plan? That makes 0 effing sense.
I mean, here's the analogy for the real world. It's like you're going to ask this hot girl out on a date, right? And you know that she loves seafood. And you're going to the best seafood place in town, and you pick her up on time and you compliment her, and she's smiling and she's laughing at your jokes, and you go out to dinner, and dinner is like comes off without a hitch. It's fantastic. How did you enjoy your meal? Loved it. It was great. The crab legs were phenomenal. Everything was great. Thanks. And then it's like at the end of the night, you're like, hey, I'd love to see you again. Can we do a second date? And she's like, I really didn't think there was a lot of chemistry between us, but had a good time though. Like there's no payoff, right? It's like the date went really, really
story
well.
of my life.
But I thought you were going to go.
End of the day,
I thought you were going.
I'm going to keep it PG on your show, JP. I'm not.
No, you don't have to do that.
We don't.
I'm not going to talk about the hookup that was missed or anything like that. But my point is like, hey, did you run the ball 30 times? Yeah, great. Did you control the time of possession? Which honestly, in 1995 was a great strategy. Right. We're not in 1995 anymore.
It's the best 1987 game plan I've ever seen.
Yeah. And so it's like, you accomplished all those things. The date went swimmingly well. Did you get the payoff? No, you lost.
You lost.
I thought you were going to drop her off and bang her roommate whenever you got there.
I thought you were going to say when you got to the restaurant, you ordered her a steak medium rare. No, I got this, honey. I'm going to order for you. Here's a steak medium rare.
And she's a vegan.
Exactly. That's what that game plan was.
Yeah, that date never would have happened if that was the case.
Yeah, right. Yeah.
It's almost like the last couple of weeks, Todd has gone rogue. Like, I'm not listening to the game management coach. I'm not sorry, Grizzard. Here's your game plan for the week.
He clearly doesn't have any answers because there's no answers on Sundays when we're watching these games or even Thursday night, and there's no answers at the podium. Like we understand where we are, coaches are accountable, the players are accountable. This is like a downward spiral. And it's like, if this team somehow wins these next 2 games, this will be the most hollow NFC South championship that I can remember. I mean, maybe the 8-9, right, with Brady, that was pretty hollow too. But I mean, are you going to beat the 49ers in your home playoff game? Are you going to beat the Rams or whoever comes here? No, you're not. It's not a good football team. This team doesn't do anything well. It really doesn't. Like, I can't point to anything, especially on defense. We were having a conversation, the Pewter reporters, and we're like, what do you hang your hat on? What does this team do well? Like Antoine Winfield Jr. got named to the Pro Bowl today.
I know.
Like, he's not even the best safety on the team.
Wow.
Like Tyke Smith has actually outplayed
way
Antoine.
better.
I love Antoine. Like, don't get me wrong. But Tristan, I think has had a really strong second. He's gotten better as the season's gone along. He's had some really good games. He deserves the Pro Bowl. Mm-hmm. But I mean, for anybody on the Bucs defense to get a Pro Bowl nod, it's like, who are we bribing here?
Yeah, that was bizarre at best.
Yeah.
Well, I did look up at one time, and God bless JPP, we love him.
Yeah.
But in the fourth quarter, and the last drive, I think it was, you got Chris Braswell on one end rushing.
Yeah.
JPP on the other. Logan Hall, I think Gaines was in there.
Yeah.
And Vita Vea, and I'm looking at that defense going. And then, with Levante and Servassier, I'm like, wow, that is a really, really. And then there was a play where JPP goes to swat and he misses and he falls down. It was kind of like the Phillip Rivers sack you saw a couple last week. Yeah. It's just like really embarrassing. Like the tackle didn't even touch him and he fell down, and I was like, oh wow. This is
and
really
he gets a pass from me just because.
Oh yeah, of course he does. The point is, it's like, if that's what you're going to, holy Jesus!
Name those players again. Just name them again.
Braswell, Logan Hall, Gaines, Vita Vea, and JPP,
and Servassier and Levante. Out of those 7 players, truly only one deserves to be back next year, and that's Vita Vea. Like, think about that for a second.
Absolutely. 100%.
Out of the entire front 7, you got to replace 6 guys because only one really deserves to be back. Now, Servassier back next year, competing for a roster spot. I've got no problem with that. Like he got better as the season went along. I just think we're like at the ceiling of where this guy is. Ideally, he's probably a backup linebacker, right? Okay, fine. Yeah. But he gets his 4th year to show what he can do. Like, you need bodies, right? Because Levante is going to be gone. I would say Deion Jones is going to be gone too. Anthony Walker will probably be gone. Bullock and Jackson are just special teams guys at best. They're fighting.
Bullock got fired on Sunday.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, so I'm saying it's like you need like 4 other linebackers, right, in this offseason. And I did a SR's Fab 5 column, which is not gone over too well with some in the building. And like, okay, fine, that's not my job to please the front office, but the reality of it is, and I think this is a good thing. The reality of it is Jason Light has 7 draft picks this year, and there are easily more than 7 needs on this team. I mean, if this is a 9-win team, this is going to be the most needy 9-win team in the 2026 season. And when I say that is, you can be a division winner, make the playoffs, but you have a lot of needs.
A lot.
And your free agent class isn't even that big, right? It's not like, oh, they've got to re-sign all these starters. No, like it's Mike. Mike is the only starter that you have to re-sign, right? I mean, I'm all for keeping Rachaad White. I don't think Rachaad White wants to stick around here and be second fiddle to Bucky when, we're going to go with the hot hand. I don't know what Rachaad White has to do. He ripped off a 20-yard run against the Falcons on his lone carry, and they ripped off a fucking 39-yard run. Sorry about my language, but on his first carry, and he gets 4 more carries in the game. It's like,
and
what are we doing?
And Bucky, far be it from me.
He's averaging 5.7 yards per carry. That's 2 yards more than Bucky is right now. So don't give me the hot hand. I don't want to hear the hot hand from Josh Broussard or Todd Bowles. Just say, we got Bucky back and we're going to run him. And that's all you have to say. Just tell the truth,
Scott,
and Bucky made some bad cuts. Go ahead, Timmy.
Yeah, I mean, bad cuts. How about Tristan Wirfs' pulling around right tackle Luke Gedeke like he did? It was supposed to be the Sean Tucker play. It's supposed to be the Sean Tucker touchdown in Buffalo, but for Bucky. And it's like he just doesn't follow Wirfs at all.
No.
And it's not like Wirfs is a decoy on that play. It's like, no, you're supposed to follow him around. You're not going to waste Tristan Wirfs as a decoy,
right?
Just to run up the middle into Ashawn Robinson or Derek Brown. So no, he missed some cuts. And the other thing too is, in a big boy game like that, when you've got these 2 big defensive tackles in the middle, Robinson and Brown, and they're going up against practice squad guards like Feeney and Jordan, plus Barton. again, I love Bucky. When he makes a guy miss, it's great. It's 12 yards. But when he doesn't, like it's no yards or a 2 yard loss because he's not that big. At least with Rachaad White, you're getting about 30 more pounds. You can kind of plow ahead and instead of getting stopped for no gain, you can maybe get 3 yards.
Yeah. It's a big difference.
Yeah. And so again, I'm not throwing shade at Bucky. It's just that he's been banged up this year. He's missed a lot of time. And again, if you're going to go with a hot hand, if that's going to be your mantra, then effing do it, because otherwise, what message are you sending to your team? And again, I think Rachaad White is like, peace out, and I would leave if I was him to try to find a potential starting job out there. I don't know that he is a starting caliber back, but he might get more opportunity, more play somewhere else. But it's disingenuous. And when you're making public statements like that as a coach or a coordinator, and you don't follow through with that, everyone's watching, not just the fans or the media, or the podcasters like you and me. It's the players too.
Scott, you mentioned Jason Light earlier and his 7 draft picks.
Yeah.
For the most part, I've been pretty supportive of Jason Light, and I've kept from blaming him a ton for what's gone on this season. Even after the trade deadline, when no moves were made, we don't know what he tried to do, that we can't credit or blame him for. But the bottom line is the Bucs have lost 7 of 9.
Yeah.
There's a real possibility that you lose these last 2 games against Miami
for sure
and against the Panthers, which means you will have lost 9 of 11 to close the season. You'll have been swept by the Panthers.
Yep.
And how much of this do we put on Jason Light for his building of this roster without the lack of depth? And I know injuries, every team deals with it. That's true.
I'm going to stop you right there, Tim. I don't think it's lack of depth so much. I just think it's there's a difference between starters and stars. And I've kind of been saying that this whole second half of the season here. Cade Otton's a starter. Honestly, he's just a guy. He's a jag. Okay.
Yep.
So you can get a credit. Well, we drafted a starter in the 4th round. Okay, great. Yaya Diaby's a starter. He's a 6-sack guy. He's Carl Nassib. He's not Jason Pierre-Paul. He's not Shaq Barrett. And that's okay. I'm not saying Yaya is a bad player, but he is what he is. He's a starter. But is he a star? No, he's not going to sniff a Pro Bowl unless he takes a major jump in his game, right? He's a good number 2/number 3 edge, and you'd love to have that alpha on the other side, which this team doesn't have. So, and he's tried in free agency with Hassan Reddick, it failed, right? I mean, so I don't think it's so much the depth and the backups where Jason Light has swung and missed. I think it's the starters. Yeah. His starters just aren't good enough, right? Logan Hall. Chris Braswell is not a starter, but Logan Hall is in the 3-4, and he's been starting in place of Kalijah Kancey. Logan's just a guy, he's not a star. And so we saw the 2 Pro Bowlers today, Winfield and Wirfs. Guess what? That's kind of right on cue because those are the last 2 Pro Bowlers Jason Light has drafted. Now, I think Tyke Smith has Pro Bowls in his future. I think Tyke is a really, really good player, right?
Yeah.
And I think that Emeka Egbuka, if he hits 1,000 yards this year, gets on the 1,000-yard train each year, I think he could be a Chris Godwin type. Godwin has, made a Pro Bowl.
Yeah.
I think there are some guys in the hopper that are going to ascend to Pro Bowl levels, but some of these were misses. The other thing too, the caveat is a lot of those misses are on the defensive side. Todd Bowles has his fingerprints on this too. You don't think Jason Light's going to draft a player without getting Todd's stamp of approval? Zion McCollum, Chris Braswell, Benjamin Morrison, Logan Hall, Servassier Dennis. These are all players that have the Todd Bowles seal of approval. So they're both in it together. But the reason why I said it's good news that we only have 7 draft picks, if you're the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, is it's going to force Jason Light to go into free agency. Something he's been a little hesitant to do because, hey, it's a lot easier to say, look what we did in free agency. We re-signed Baker Mayfield. We re-signed Mike Evans. We re-signed Tristan Wirfs. That's great. But as we saw, even in 2001, when this Buccaneer team with Tony Dungy went up to Philly and lost with Simeon Rice, Derek Brooks, Warren Sapp, Mike Allstott, John Lynch, Rondé Barber, you can have a bunch of Pro Bowlers, but you need other players. They had to upgrade, and find the Dwight Smith to come in. Yep. They had to upgrade and get Greg Spires to come in. You can have a lot of stars, but the Buccaneers back in the day until Gruden came, they had A-listers and then C guys.
Yeah.
And when they finally elevated and turned those C's into B players, that's when they made the Super Bowl. So there's more work to be done here. And the good news is this is going to force Jason Licht to do what is a little scary. Pay a lot of money for other people's players. But you know what? That's how we found Shaq Barrett. That's how we found Ryan Jensen.
Yep.
That's how we found Ndamukong Suh, right?
Mm-hmm.
So I know it's a scary proposition, and you've drafted really well, and you want to lean on that. But you know what? You haven't drafted an edge rusher at all. Yeah. So you're going to have to go.
Guys want to play here. Guys want to play here. You know,
do.
this is known as an organization you want to come play with.
Yes.
Obviously, the Note State Tax, Tampa.
Yeah.
It's a beautiful place. It's a winning organization. There's a lot of great bones here.
Yeah,
but this,
especially
I agree
on
with
offense.
you.
I mean, I think this offense. You get Cody Mauch and Ben Bredesen back, you know, and maybe a new coordinator that is a little bit more like Liam Cohen in terms of playing to Baker's strengths. I mean, this should be on paper. This should be a 30-point per game offense, and that's good enough to get you in the playoffs. You just need to reconstruct this defense, and you're going to need a new system and a new play caller. And that's where the Todd Bowles conversation comes into play. Because if Todd were a walk-around coach like John Harbaugh or Mike Tomlin, what would we all be saying right now? Fire the defensive coordinator, right? When Mike Smith was here, fire Mike Smith.
For the last 3 years, yeah.
Right. 100%.
But guess what? When your play caller is your head coach, then all of a sudden both barrels are turned on you, and it's like, well, are you going to give up plays, Todd? I mean, that's the conversation that Blazers need to have. Is like if they truly love Todd and they think he's a good leader and all that, it's like, Todd, your defense is not working. Your defense is broken. And you had
big time.
You had the entire second half of the season to get it fixed, right? And everybody on this team has got the Todd Bowles seal of approval, from Kendall Vildor, adding him in free agency, to Benjamin Morrison in the draft, you know, and Jacob Parrish and Elijah Roberts and, you know, and Hassan Reddick. These are all the guys you wanted, not just Jason. You wanted.
Yeah.
Right. So what makes us think that you're the guy to fix the defense next year if we just give you different players? I don't know. So then it's like, does push come to shove? Todd, if you want to stay as the head coach, you're going to have to give up play calling duties. Well, then I'll give them to Larry Foote. No. We're not handing it off to one of your cronies. So 2 or 3 weeks into the season, you're going to take him back. No. That you're not going to pull a Levy Smith, because that's what Levy Smith did to Leslie Smith did that to Leslie Frazier.
Yeah.
No, they're not going to do that again. It's going to be, you're going to bring an outside defensive coordinator in, running a different system than yours, and you're going to be hands off. You're going to be the walk around coach and the leader of men and the high character guy and all that. And I just don't think that's going to work. I don't think he wants that. So it might be a situation where he's forced into retirement.
That's what
we're fired.
I think Todd's going to retire at the end of this year. I think he's kind of at his wit's end. I think
I agree.
His
contract up.
We just got a contract extension.
Which doesn't mean anything. You know?
Yeah, that
well, it does. If he retires, you just come to an agreement. You're like, hey, instead of paying you for 4 years, we'll pay you for 2 years, and then go to North Carolina and retire. So
and because I feel like his energy is very
it's stale. They need
stale, a fait accompli.
It's just
voice. It's just over. It's just it's you know when it's over.
Yep.
You know you've been around. I've been around long enough, and you just get that feeling like
this is
Dirk
Cutter's last year. This is Raheem Morris's last year.
The team is listless. There's no life. There's he's got no answers. There's just there's nothing. And when you look to the future, do you really go, oh yeah, he can fix this? Hell to the no. Hell to the no.
Boy, and what happens if the Bucs finish behind the Saints in the standings, which is a real possibility too?
I mean, then he's gone. I mean,
can you imagine the
if I'm the owners, I don't care what happens the next 2 games.
Yeah.
If we sneak into the playoffs, I mean, unless there's a dramatic change to what you see on the field, and I don't see that coming.
Mm-hmm.
I don't.
But we say that every year.
Yeah.
Here's the problem though, and nobody really talks about this, but this is a real thing. Jason Licht doesn't report to one person. This is not like John Spytek, the general manager, reporting to Mark Davis, right? It's not a one-on-one thing, or even in Dallas where it's Jerry Jones and Steven. Yes, both Joneses in the room. and granted, they're kind of like the de facto GMs anyways, but slash owners. But this isn't like Clark Hunt, in Kansas City.
It's a committee.
The GM. It's a committee. It's a jury. And like it is.
Yeah.
And it's like, what does Darcy say? What does Ed say? What does Joel say? What does Brian say? And then it's like, then you've got Avi, you got Kevin, right? We've seen them in the raise the flags. They're not as hands-on. They're not in the building, but they get a say.
Yeah,
they're all part of the ownership group.
Yeah,
and
they
so
do.
It's like think about that. Like,
they're not all on the same page. There's no way they can be. There's no way they can be.
And some of them are very much, I would say, Todd Bowles supporters. Very full-throated Todd Bowles supporters.
I agree with that.
How is that changing? Right? Yeah. Is that changing now? Maybe it is. But it's like, Jason Light he's kind of like, not that he's on trial, but kind of in order to figure out what my plans are for the offseason, right? Am I getting players for a Todd Bowles defense, or am I doing a head coaching search? Like, what am I doing here? He's like waiting outside the jury room for the deliberations to be over to find out what the verdict is. I mean, like, that's a real thing. So this may not be, and I'm sure conversations are ongoing, but this may not be like a Black Monday type of situation where we know Todd Bowles' fate right away. I mean, there might be some deliberations that carry on. I mean, John Gruden wasn't fired until January 17th, like 3 weeks after the season was over. So,
and if it's you're forced into retirement type situation, that announcement may take longer as well too.
That may
to prep for it. Yeah.
Yep. All right. Well, tell everybody where they can go get some more information on who the next coach will be. Pewter Report.
PewterReport.com and Pewter Report TV, our podcast. We have our final podcast of the week because it's Christmas coming up on Thursday. Merry Christmas to all the JP Peterson Show viewers and listeners, and to you fine gents as well.
We call them. Yes.
Yeah. And so we have our final podcast of the week today. It's our Bucs Dolphins preview. Guess what? It's a must-win game. And then we'll have Pewter pregame and Pewter game day on Sunday, beginning at 9 a.m. on Pewter Report TV. Check that out. If you missed our Rondé Barber show, we had Rondé on as a guest last Monday. It was fantastic. And so be sure to check out Rondé. He's the GOAT. And then, of course,
watch out for Quinn Ewers.
Yeah.
I mean, that's how bad they're trying to lose.
Todd Bowles is kryptonite, is backup quarterbacks and rookies. And when you're a rookie backup quarterback, I guess that's like Lex Luthor. That's like the double whammy. So,
boy, there'll be a lot of going through the motions in Miami. All right, partner. Have a great holiday. Merry Christmas to you and yours, my friend. And we'll see you down the road. Thanks, partner.
Sounds good. Yep, we'll see you guys.
All right, we're going to take a quick break. We'll come back on the other side, and we've got a very inspirational story for you. Claire Rain, Florida State national champion women's soccer, is here, and her story is amazing. 820 days of rehab it took for her to get back.
Seems like a lot.
You think?
I had that same injury, and it seems like a lot.
Yeah, well, you didn't have this injury, trust me. So it's an incredible story, and we will tell it to you when we come back. We're brought to you by the great folks at Italiano Insurance. It's a great time at the end of the year to do that Italiano Insurance checkup where they go through all your different policies and make sure that you're not paying too much, you're getting all your discounts, you're properly insured, all of that. It's a one-stop shop at Italiano Insurance, 813-877-7799. Make sure you got your business insurance, your flood insurance, everything that's going to protect all the pieces of your life. It's another great local company, been in business for over 60 years, and great customer services. That's where they hang their hat. So just give them a call and talk to a human. That's right, at an insurance company, and they will get you set. ItalianoInsurance.com or 813-877-7799. Back in 3. Holidays are the best time to get engaged because all the family's already together. And at the Golden Diamond Source, they have thousands of diamonds to choose from in their jewelry wonderland. Looking for a gift that says forever? Find stunning engagement rings, diamond earrings, diamond bracelets, the most stylish gold fashion jewelry. And there's plenty for men in their new men's section and watch department. There's something for everyone on your list. And don't settle for anything less than perfection. At the Golden Diamond Source, they make it easy to give a gift they'll never forget. They wrap it up nice for you. You don't have to do any of that, guys. And they have a great staff there. You may not know what to get your lovely wife or girlfriend, but they do. Let them do the work. Hey, finance your purchase for 0% interest for up to 5 years. You could get a $5,000 diamond for only $84 a month. Don't go to the mall. Go to a local company and keep it local this Christmas at the Golden Diamond Source. 3800 Ulmerton Road. Always online at thegoldendiamondsource.com. JP here for the Jeeves Law Group and my man, Scott Jeeves. If you're going to hire an attorney, do you want some guy looking for a quick settlement and a quick buck, or do you want an attorney with some chops? Scott is a board-certified civil trial lawyer and a certified circuit court mediator. Been practicing in the Tampa Bay area for over 30 years. He is a peer-reviewed AV preeminent rated civil trial lawyer. They just don't hand out those classifications. He's been the lead class action counsel on many complex consumer protection cases and has handled hundreds of serious personal injury cases. He's dedicated his career to protecting injured victims and is committed to vigorously representing you. We're local, we're trusted, and we get results. Personal injury and personal attention. Call for a free case evaluation. That's 888-9-JEEVES. That's 888-9-JEEVES. The Jeeves Law Group. Welcome to Kingmakers, home of the JP Peterson Show studio and Tampa's premier business networking and social club for members only. By day, it's an exclusive, vibrant co-working space with a stylish conference room, focus rooms, a full production studio, and an in-house marketing team. And by night, Kingmakers transforms into a sports-centric social hub with a full sports bar, golf simulator, and exclusive events. For young entrepreneurs and seasoned professionals, it's the perfect place to work hard, play hard, and make big moves in Midtown Tampa. Close the deal, celebrate the win. Only at Kingmakers. Become a member today at kingmakerstampa.com. Your business, your club. JP here for Third Generation AC and Plumbing. And Third Generation really says it all, folks. The owner, my friend John Rodriguez, has been in the AC and plumbing business since 1995. They built their business on honest assessments and doing great work on time for a great price. Simple, right? Did you know many AC techs are incentivized on big commissions to sell new AC units, and you might just need a drain cleared? So if you want someone you can trust, that's John Rodriguez in Third Generation Services. Check out the 5-star Google reviews. If you have a plumbing or AC emergency, call 813-961-8024 and a human will answer the phone. That's 813-961-8024 or go to thirdgenerationplumbing.com.
Ciao, Paolo Tini here, owner of Caffè Paradiso, voted number 3 People's Choice Award on Open Table. I want to thank all our loyal family of customers that have been enjoying our great traditional Italian dishes we make from scratch every day. It's a great family story we're proud of. Our family moved from Rimini, Italy in 1984. My dad, Caesar, started Donatello, and that's where I got the start in the restaurant business. I started Caffè Paradiso on South McDill in 1995, and we've been there ever since. From our traditional ossobuco, a veal slow roast for 4 hours, to our daily fresh catch, the Gruppo Paradiso, with a piccata sauce and lobster claw meat, homemade pasta like lasagna, farfalle salchicha, which is a bow tie pasta homemade with fresh sausage. Hold on a minute, JP's favorite.
I love it.
So come and have a glass of wine with me on South McDill. Get a reservation on Open Table and see all our 5-star reviews. Ciao, see you soon at Paradiso.
Let's go.
Right now, back to the show on FanStream Sports.
All right, welcome back to the JP Peterson Show here as we're just, oh my gosh, it's 2 days to Christmas. Last minute shoppers, you know where you need to go, the Gold and Diamond Source. And if you're thinking about getting engaged, Christmas is a good time. All the families around, really good idea. And of course, they have the most incredible diamond selection at their jewelry superstore, super center. It is a wonderland of diamonds. Just go on in there. It's decorated to the T with all the Christmas stuff. They have a great staff there. Just go in there, tell them what your budget is, what you're looking for, and they will find you something nice. They'll wrap it up nice for you. You don't even have to do the gift wrapping, guys. You don't want any part of that. You're going to screw that up. Let them do everything for you. Just go to the Golden Diamond Source, bring your credit card. They'll take care of everything else. You get a great deal with a great local company. The Golden Diamond Source at Christmas. Last-minute shoppers are welcome. Come on in and get it done. You know where it is, 3800 Ulmerton Road, and always online at thegoldendiamondsource.com. All right, we have a special guest in studio here. She is a FSU national champion, 2-time FSU national champion, Claire Rain. Welcome. Put that microphone right up to your mouth there. Real close. Yeah, right there.
Sorry.
Yeah, you can bend it right there. Perfect. How are you?
I'm doing good. Thanks for having me.
You just got done with your 1 millionth workout, right?
Yeah.
You're still at it?
Yeah, no breaks.
No breaks for you. So I'm so glad you're here because obviously at Christmas time you're always looking for these great inspirational stories. And I told the story earlier in the show where I literally, when we won I'm a Knoll, as you know. When we won the national championship, I'm like, I'm going to go see if there's any Tampa players on the roster. And so I said, there's one, Claire Rain. Okay, cool. Oh, she played at Plant, right? You played at Plant. I'm like, good. I'm going to get her on the show sometime. So I'll, put it back in my mind. We'll call up there and get that set up. And then I'm get BioSpine, and I'm in. My nurse comes in, Maureen, your mother, and we just start chit chatting. And I'm like, oh yeah, my daughter plays soccer there. I'm like, your daughter's Claire Rain. She's like, how do you know that? Stalker. I told her the whole story, and I'm like, "What? That's really cool serendipity." So here you are. Thank you so much for coming in. I really appreciate it. So let's start from Plant. All right. So you're obviously an all-state soccer player. You guys had a tremendous team, and you're looking forward to moving on to college. So tell me a little bit about how you got into soccer here locally. Tell all the people the places you played. So I'm sure they know all these coaches as well.
Yeah. So I actually played at TBU, Tampa Bay United. And
great program.
Yeah. And they started ECNL in 7th grade. And then I started getting recruited that year. So by the summer going into my freshman year, I'd already committed to Ohio State. And then freshman year going into high school, played at Plant. And
wait. You committed to Ohio State in 8th grade?
Summer going into freshman year of high school.
Okay. All right, phenom.
But they changed the rules right after that, which I'm really happy they did because a lot of the girls don't know where they want to go. And growing up, so all my family's from Ohio, so big Buckeye fan. So I was like, I don't care. I want to go to Ohio State. Fast forward a few years, going in my junior year of high school, I'm like, wait a minute. I hate the cold.
It's cold up there.
I hate the cold. And I just really didn't look into anything other than I was just an Ohio State fan. So
now you got to break it to your parents.
Yeah. So I decommitted. And then probably 2 weeks later, I committed to Tennessee. And I actually graduated a whole semester early and went to Tennessee my spring of 2021. So that was kind of a weird transition because that was right after COVID.
Yeah.
So they moved the fall season, that 2020 season, into the spring of 2021. So I wasn't eligible to play. So I had to just be a practice player. But then my freshman year at Tennessee started and played every minute, and we won the SEC tournament that year.
Damn.
And then after that season, my coach left and went to Florida State. So I had thought about it, but I really loved all my team, and our assistant coach then became our head coach. So we're like, oh, perfect.
This is good. Yeah.
Yeah. But no,
it wasn't good.
It wasn't good. We did not have a great sophomore season. So after that season, I had transferred to Florida State, and that was my.
So had you been a Knoll fan at all growing up in Tampa?
Oh yeah. I mean, I wasn't diehard some of my friends who their parents. Yeah.
Right,
their parents went to FSU or US, so there's always that house divide.
Yeah.
But no, I did really like FSU, and I actually went to a ID camp there in 6th grade because their soccer program has been great.
Fantastic, for a long time.
For a long time. So I was always interested. I actually did get recruited by Mark Krikorian when he was the head coach there, but for some reason I was so determined to get out of Florida.
Get out of Florida, yeah.
And then once I was out of Florida, I was like, I want to be back in
Florida.
I want
to go to Florida, yeah. So you come to Tallahassee, and they got this great program, and so take me from there.
Yeah, so that 2023 year, that was my first season at FSU. It was the first 10 minutes of the game. I got so I was starting there. First 10 minutes of the game, we were sprinting towards the end line, and I went to go block a cross, and she took out my other leg, and all the force from going that way, when she cut, my knee snapped in half.
Well, And what did you injure? What was the laundry list?
Yep, it's a long one. I tore my ACL, MCL, lateral medial meniscus, patellar tendon, and ruptured the posterior capsule of my knee.
Your knee.
Good grief.
No, it snapped in half. It was one of the worst injuries out of all the sports that FSU has ever seen.
My knee hurts just listening to that.
I know, right? When I was there was a guy by the name of Dan Footman. You probably heard his name because he broke all the records of ACL repair.
Yeah.
And the actual doctor that did my ACL did his ACL. And I said, did I reach the Dan Footman level? He said, no, not quite. So that was like the most incredible injury somebody's come back for. But you topped that. Not a list you want to be on the top of, but you are.
Yeah, go big or go home.
Right. I guess so. So this started your rehab.
Yes.
820 days.
Mm-hmm.
Timmy, let's roll the video. And I said, Clara, she can see the video, so she'll kind of take us through some of the stuff. There's a lot of quick shots, but I wanted you guys to get an idea of what this was like because you had to learn how to walk again, right?
Yeah, learn how to bend my knee, learn how to walk, do.
Did you say you tore your patellar tendon?
Yes.
Because I don't know that I've ever heard of an athlete coming back from that. Like that's the one that you don't come back from.
Right.
Yeah, no, they told me but in the beginning that it was going to be a really long recovery. And I think a lot of them didn't think I was going to be back, but
yeah,
here we are.
All right. So I think this might be the play. Is this the play?
Yeah, that was the play.
Yeah. And there
I
you
pulled
are.
the music down because I don't want to get copyright strike.
Yeah.
No, you're good. So when you have ACL, all your muscle is gone. And so with all the amount of work that I had, it just totally took everything from me. And I had to get another surgery to remove scar tissue and do a manual manipulation. And after that surgery, it helped a lot, but it was still, it wasn't until 9 months I started walking normally.
Look at this. I mean, you're just learning how to walk again. An elite athlete at your level. What did that feel like?
It was very humbling because growing up, I was very athletic and most things came naturally easy to me. So I was like, oh, this is cake. I'm going to breeze through this.
Look, I'm going to back up and point this out a little bit. Look at the atrophy in her leg. Right
I know.
now.
I just saw that.
Good Lord.
When you looked down at your leg, what did you think?
Oh, I didn't even notice how bad it was because I was in a brace for so long.
Right.
And it was that video where I was standing that I really noticed. I was like, oh my gosh. And it was an unbelievable process. It was not a very comfortable one either. And a lot of setbacks.
How long was the pain? Was it just constant?
Constant pain. Those first 3 or 4 months, no sleep. It was the most excruciating pain I've ever had. I thought that when it happened, it hurt. No, it was after the surgery.
Yeah.
It was
post-surgery pain.
Yeah.
So 820 days?
820 days
of rehab.
And I didn't play soccer until a week before my first game back. That was my first time in practice playing. So it was a long a lot of girls they at least get to go into practices and have that all right, at least I'm playing soccer. It took me a very long time to get to that point.
So in 23, FSU won the national championship.
We won the ACC and the national championship. And
you only played a little bit that first time, but you're part of the team. You get that natty.
Yeah.
What was it like watching the girls go through that? I mean, it's got to be bittersweet.
It was a bittersweet moment because I've never had to sit out a season.
Yeah.
Especially for an injury. And so there was that. Man, I'm not contributing on the field, but they always say you contribute off the field because I would say I'm a pretty big hype person. So I brought the energy.
You brought the energy, and that's important. Yeah.
But yeah, it was a bittersweet moment because it was I never even had an opportunity to be at the College Cup, and then here we are winning it. So and
this is you returning to action, right? You
Yes.
got into what was that moment like? So in the NCAA's first game, was it first game?
Yeah. It was the first round.
Take me through that moment.
So we had scored 4 goals and there was about 15 minutes left. And my coach turns around and I'm just there smile, having the biggest smile. There's no way you're not going to put me in right now. And everyone's just looking at me and he's like, Claire. And because I was dressing out for a while, but it was just to make me feel good because I wasn't clear. But this was the first game that I was cleared to play. And when he called my name, everyone just like roared. It was just like, let's go, Claire. And when I got to the sideline to check in, the whole stands, like I had a standing ovation. Like, it was beautiful.
I'm gonna cry.
No,
I'm gonna cry.
I was bawling my eyes
I'm
out.
tearing
after
up
the
over
game.
here.
Yeah.
And it was like, even the announcer was like, checking in Claire Rain, like, welcome back, Claire Rain, number 22. It was
literally tearing up here.
No, it was the most rewarding moment, especially from that injury and going through that whole process. And you see, for me, I saw girls coming in and out of rehab and still I was like not back. So just like I put this in my video, there was a Bible verse. It was like, the pain that you're feeling now can't compare to the joy that's coming. And
was it worth it?
It was so worth it. Like,
really?
Yes. Like 820 days of not playing the sport I love. It was.
And the pain and the work that went into it.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, how many moments were there just like, is this even worth it? Like, what am I doing?
So many moments, because I thought I was going to be back for the season, like the whole season. Like they were saying that I was going to be cleared by September 11th. And probably 2 weeks before that, my knee had like shifted. And that set me back another 2 weeks. So there was a lot of like road bumps with this injury.
Yeah.
So there was a lot of like, I got my hopes up and then crashing down. So there was.
So what's it like now? How's it feel?
It feels amazing. Like I was training with the boys today, and like after every practice, my knee's feeling really strong. And like, that's the most I can ask for is.
Well, it looks like you have your strength back.
Yeah, no, that was the thing. So my trainer, JFab, like all my trainers, like they put in serious amounts of work with me, and I'm like forever grateful for them. But they really got me into like a position where they feel strong and that comfortable with me going into tackles and everything. Cause I probably lifted every day. And
oh my God.
It was on top of my rehab and on top of practice. So there were long days, but totally worth it. Like even now, like I would say my left leg might be stronger than my right.
Mm-hmm. Wow.
And
wow. So I saw all the work you were doing in Florida State. Tell me a little bit about the staff there, and the facilities look fantastic. And you had a great team, I'm sure, helping you through the whole thing.
Yeah, no, I would not have made it through this process without my team, coaches, and my rehab crew. Like they have stuck with me for like, it was 2.5 years. So for my coaches to like still believe in me and have like faith that I'll return, and all my teammates always supporting me, because there were a lot of days where I
can imagine.
I was down bad. And so they lifted me up through that process. And like Jerry, Alora, those were my athletic trainers, and they showed up every day with a positive attitude. And they're like, even when I didn't have a positive attitude, they're like, Claire, like you're getting better. There's more things in life. And I think that really put me in perspective. It was just like, it sucks, but.
And you got to feel like if you can do this, you can do anything in life. Right.
Yeah, no, I feel
There's
pretty
a sense of confidence, right?
Yes. And just like resilience, because it was so long.
Yeah. Claire, I know a lot of athletes that suffer an injury, and of course, I don't know if anybody's ever suffered an injury like that. I'm sure they have, but good Lord. Like when I was in my 20s, which was a long time ago, I played competitive hockey and I blew my knee out playing recreational basketball. After the surgery, the biggest struggle for me once I got back on the ice wasn't the physical part of it. It was the mental part, and having the confidence in the repair, the confidence in that leg again. Did you have to deal with any of that? And if so, how did you overcome something like that?
I would say my first practice back, I was so excited to be back that it didn't even cross my mind.
Yeah. Really? Wow.
Because I knew that I was ready, because it had taken so long for me to get cleared. At that point, I was like, I'm unstoppable right now. Like,
I have a
I'm playing
knee.
soccer. They cleared me. They like actually cleared me. So because they were not going to clear me if they were not 100% sure that I was ready to be cleared.
It's amazing.
It's a contact sport. So.
All right. So what's next for you? Are you going back to Florida State? By the way, congratulations on the national championship. I mean, your team and the program is as a Seminole, it's about all we got to hang our heads on. What did you think of Jameis's tweet?
Oh, that was awesome. You don't understand how many people would send me that, because I have a bunch of friends from Tampa that go there. So it was pretty awesome, especially like after we won, like the whole school, like we went out one night and like everyone was hyping us up, because when we won it in 2023, it wasn't as big as a hype because football had a good season that year.
Right.
And No, but since we were the only sport kind of carrying the school, so it was pretty awesome, especially with Jameis Winston tweeting. We're like,
thanks for holding up our football team. Yeah.
And someone tweeted they were like, soccer needs a new field, and they're like, they already have it, and it was a picture of Doak.
Well, I tweeted out when they went to the new facility there, the new football only facility. I said that until the guys win an ACC game, the women's soccer team gets that.
It's right next to our field too.
I know, right?
Zero access to it. So.
Something's really wrong there. So what's next for you? What are you going to do? You're going to go back to FSU? You got one more year eligibility?
Yeah, so I have one more year because I had a redshirt 2 seasons. So I used 1 whole year on my 10 minutes.
Yeah.
My 10 minutes of glory. And so I'll be back for the spring. So there will be some spring games I'll play, and then I'll stay for the fall. And then usually after the fall season, that's when you try and go pro.
And we got a professional team here. You want to come play for the Sun?
I would love to play for the Sun. I mean, there are some NWSL teams I would love to play for, but being back in Tampa 813. That would be pretty cool. It would be awesome.
Yeah. So your mom is a nurse. Obviously, we talked about that. How has it been for your parents? I know as a parent, watching my kids play sports and they get injured and your heart just sinks and you feel so bad. And your mom being in the medical field, watching what you went through, I can't even imagine what it was like for them.
Yeah, no, they took the burden of everything that I felt on their shoulders because they know how much I love this game and how much time and effort I put into it. So they were really just the rocks for me because all those days I had really bad days. They were the first people I'd call, and it would always.
And they would go up to the games too when you weren't playing.
My parents, #1 FSU fans.
That's cool.
For 2 years I wasn't playing, and they were at every home and away game.
I know athletic director Michael Alford was there for you for your game, right?
Yeah, no, he's the best, and he was actually tearing up too.
Yeah, he's an old softy, just like me.
No, I'm actually pretty close with Michael, and he was so proud. Every day he would come into the training room and be like, "Let's go, Claire." He would always be having me up.
How cool is that?
No, yeah, he connects with all the athletes. I would say Michael Alford is probably one of the most just very real. He wants to know all the athletes. He wants to create a genuine connection with his athletes at the school.
Yeah, you feel that from him, and he's going through a tough time right now.
Yeah.
So let's give him some love for sure, and
for sure.
He deserves it.
Guy, yeah.
He really is. Well, Claire, listen, thank you so much for coming in, and your story is amazing, and it gives everybody, when you're going through tough times, and you got a plan. I don't know if you're religious. I am, and the Lord has a plan, and it's going to be hard at times, but if you see it through. Even that 10 minutes is worth every minute of it.
Exactly.
Wow.
Yeah.
Well, congratulations on your comeback. It's a great story, and I wish you all the success. We'll be following you, of course.
Thank you.
So look forward to this will be the team's 6th national championship next year.
Hopefully, yeah.
And your 3rd?
It'll be my 3rd, yeah. And then
wow, Tom Brady, nice ring collection.
I have actually 5 rings.
5 rings?
2 ACC, 1 SEC, and 2 national championships.
Damn, that's a collection. Well, congratulations on all the success, and we'll be following you for sure.
Thank you so much for having me.
All right, we'll take a quick break. Scott Hamilton's coming up on the other side. We'll talk some college football with him. And I got to get to all your comments as well. You guys are fighting in the chat today. I don't know what that's all about. It's Christmas, for God's sake. Stop fighting with each other, knuckleheads. Hey, we're brought to you by Third Generation Plumbing and American Standard Heating and Cooling. They are the dynamic duo for all your HVAC needs. So if you got a bad air conditioner, or it's a good time to replace it. If you know it's going bad, don't wait till the heat of the summer when you know it's going to go kaput. Get it done now. They got some great specials going on right now. thirdgenerationplumbing.com. They do AC as well. So give them a call, and they'll install an American Standard unit, the best in the business. American Standard Heating and Cooling at thirdgenerationplumbing.com, your dynamic duo. Back in 3. Italiano Insurance would like to congratulate the Bucs on their 50th anniversary season. And you know what? We've been here for every season and then some, over 60 years in business. We've seen some smart coaches with great game plans, but if you don't have flood insurance or business insurance, that's a terrible game plan. That could ruin you financially. You don't want to take that L. So call 813-877-7799 and let their friendly agents quarterback your insurance and save you big money. Italiano also sponsors our FSU report every week, so go Noles. 813-877-7799 or go to italianoinsurance.com. At Genesis of Tampa, they got some serious ho going on this Christmas. It's the Miracle Holiday Sales Event and their 30 days of giving. First, for any new vehicle in the month of December sold, first payment will be deferred 90 days, and then the dealership will make the first payment up to $500. That can save you a lot of cash that you can use for Christmas shopping. And every day in December, they're giving away a $500 shopping spree. All you got to do is have your car appraised, and you get an entry into the daily drawing for the $500 shopping spree. And every weekend day in December, customers simply need to stop by the dealership, scan the QR code, and they get an entry into the $500 shopping spree contest. No purchase necessary. Test drive a vehicle, and we will 10x your entry into the shopping spree. Christmas and New Year's Eve, each holiday, if a customer books a test drive for the specified day, they will receive a themed t-shirt, limited edition, as well as an additional $250 off the purchase price. Bottom line is, get your butt and your sleigh down to Genesis of Tampa, 801 East Bears Avenue, just off 275. It's going to be a big Christmas at Genesis of Tampa. Although it may seem tempting to go without health care insurance, the financial risk far outweighs the gain you may experience. For example, did you know if you simply broke your leg, it could cost you nearly $7,500? Put on top of that a hospital stay, you could be looking at $10,000 to $15,000. Ensuring that you don't go uncovered is so important, as according to CNBC, high medical bills are the highest contributing factor to why Americans end up taking money out of their retirement savings, or worse, find themselves filing bankruptcy. So go to don'tgouncovered.com or call 800-669-1505. Now, depending on your income, you can get plans for zero premium. Our experts will guide you through the process effortlessly. They will shop many plans and find the one that's right for you. I called and I have full health coverage through Florida Blue for zero monthly premium. It's a free call. So why go uncovered? It's a huge risk. Go to don'tgouncovered.com or call 800-669-1505. That's 800-669-1505. You know, holidays are the best time to get engaged because all the family's already together. And at the Golden Diamond Source, they have thousands of diamonds to choose from in their jewelry wonderland. Looking for a gift that says forever? Find stunning engagement rings, diamond earrings, diamond bracelets, the most stylish gold fashion jewelry. And there's plenty for men in their new men's section and watch department. There's something for everyone on your list. And don't settle for anything less than perfection. At the Golden Diamond Source, they make it easy to give a gift they'll never forget. They wrap it up nice for you. You don't have to do any of that, guys. And they have a great staff there. You may not know what to get your lovely wife or girlfriend, but they do. Let them do the work. Hey, finance your purchase for 0% interest for up to 5 years. You could get a $5,000 diamond for only $84 a month. Don't go to the mall. Go to a local company and keep it local this Christmas at the Golden Diamond Source. 3800 Ulmerton Road. Always online at thegoldendiamondsource.com. Hey, think about the greatest tandems in sports. Montana to Rice, Brady to Gronk, Baker to Mike Evans. Well, here's a new one. Third generation plumbing and American Standard heating and cooling units. Our split systems offer the highest efficiency available while reducing energy bills and maximizing comfort. Third generation plumbing can handle anything mechanical around the house, plumbing, AC, whatever, and they install the best American Standard heating and cooling units. Built to last, made to perform. Whether it's a new install or an emergency repair, our family-owned team brings 3 generations of trusted service to your home, now with the unmatched reliability of American Standard heating and cooling. So don't wait for the summer heat to return. We've got you covered. Call Third Generation Plumbing and American Standard Heating and Cooling, 813-961-8024. That's 813-961-8024, or go to thirdgenerationplumbing.com.
Let's go. Right now, back to the show on FanStream Sports.
All right, welcome back to the JP Peterson Show here, brought to you by the great folks at Kingmakers Tampa. We're coming to you live from Kingmakers, as we do each and every day in studio here. It is a unique private club where you can live, work, and play. I guess we could say that. You can work here. We have some office space.
You can live there?
Office space. You can live there. Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, there's a nice little setup in the back here by the golf simulator. Nice
I'm in.
Comfy, I can You can get a massage. We have a massage chair. We have a barber's chair here. Full sports bar.
Good Lord.
It's all here. Yeah, it's Jesus. So cool. Right here in Midtown Tampa. It could be your office each and every day. Go to kingmakerstampa.com. Get a come on in, get a little tour of the place, and you'll see the whole studio where all the magic is made right here. So kingmakerstampa.com. All right, you want
How
to
about Claire Rain, man? Good Lord, what a story. Incredible.
It is incredible, isn't it? 820 days of rehab. I mean, I remember when I was rehabbing my ACL way back in the 90s. And man, it was painful, but it was like 2 weeks of really bad pain. And then, kind of subsided. And then, you're doing your rehab and all that. But I was probably, playing golf within 6 months. And then within a year, everything was back to normal. But the amount of training, and that was just my ACL, PCL, MCL, all that stuff.
Yeah. I tore my ACL, MCL, and PCL.
Oh, that's bad.
Non-contact injury playing recreational basketball. All of them went. Wow. Which is unusual. Yeah.
Wow. It hurts to remember. Although I will say I tore my ACL playing flag football, and I'd go out between the 6 and 11 o'clock news and play city league sports, softball, basketball, football, whatever the season. So I was out there and I'm like laying on the ground. It's like 8 o'clock at night, 8:30 at night. And I'm like, I just tore my ACL and I got to go back and do the 11.
Well, what's funny is I was outside playing in a park setting with a bunch of buddies, and there's 4 or 5 basketball courts there. And when it happened, when I went down, we had people running from 4 courts running over to check on me because they said they heard it. They heard the pop. Oh, my everybody was like, yeah, I heard that pop from over there. And I was like, oh my, that made it worse for me somehow.
Yeah. Yeah. Mine, I felt it pop, and it was weird because there was pain in the beginning, but after about a couple minutes, the pain was like either it just went numb or it was okay.
Yeah.
And so I went back, did the 11, put the knee up, put some ice on it, and the way we had my shorts on, my knee up on a chair and a big ice bag on it, and did the 11 o'clock news. That's playing
one of those. They put me in one of those constant motion machines when I'm laying in bed, that they wrap it and it circulates the cold water through it, and then it up and down and flexes it so that it doesn't get the scar tissue in it, which I think helped a lot.
Yeah, no, absolutely. I was right at the cusp of that, and the Florida State doctors did my knee, and so I had all the latest technology and all the latest techniques, and they were like, no, we want you up and move. They used to put you in a cast for 6 to 8 weeks and just not move anything. And then they felt, and then they realized that's not a great idea. No. And so now, you're up and walking and moving and doing leg lifts as soon as you possibly can. So it's a totally different deal, but man, what she went through, that is
insane.
Yeah. And they said it was the worst knee injury in the history of Florida State sports. So you got to be on top of a list. That's not the one I want to be on.
Right. You want to be first in that.
No. All right, let's get into some of the comments here today. I guess we'll go back to the top here. Wow, a lot of comments today. Merry Christmas to all of you, by the way. And thank you all for wishing us a Merry Christmas and Happy New Year. Andre all day. Plays Blues Wolf wanted a discount, late fee. Get out of here. What are you talking about? Mike H says it's looking more and more like the Rays won't make a splash to fill the void from losing Brandon. I hope that is wrong. Looks like us Rays fans just get a bucket of coal for Christmas.
It's a long off season. Give it a minute.
Guys, relax. Jeez, Pete's. We're 3 months away.
Jeez.
There's a long runway towards opening day. If you want to jump in and make deals right now, you're probably going to pay a premium. The Rays have always been good at being patient and getting the best deal. So let's
unlike the Petermans.
Yes, let's chill a little bit, relax. We're 2 minutes into this new ownership, and everybody's already throwing up their hands and same thing, cheap. Get rid of all your. I mean, by the way, are we really? No disrespect to Brandon Lau, but are we really tearing up here? I mean, the guy was injured a lot. He had some good moments. He's been a really good player. He's been an all-star, but I wouldn't necessarily, he's 31 years old. He's had a chronically bad back. I think we're selling high, and it's thank you for your service. And
I mean, the good news is I'm hearing the new ownership wants Christopher Morel back, though. So we got that going for us.
that's not true. That is 100% not true. Shut your filthy mouth. Shut your filthy mouth. Andre All Day says, as bad as the Bucs situation is, the Colts are even worse. They started 8-1. Now they're 8-7. Yikes. Well, at least they can point to a loss of a quarterback, a key injury and some other key injuries.
Before that, though.
Yeah, it did. I get it, but this
what
the Bucs have done is really historic.
We need to have a special like a bowl type postseason game for the Bucs and the Colts as a consolation prize, because they halfway through the season that looked like your Super Bowl matchup.
Yep. Andre All Day also says playing flag football on defense is more aggressive than the Bucs defense. I would agree with that. I've seen much more aggressive flag football players than this secondary of the Buccaneers. A lot of powder puff. All right, I believe we have Scott Hamilton in the bullpen, do we not?
We do. He's always in the bullpen, ready to go.
He's in the studio. Is that what? Let's bring him up. The great Scott Hamilton joining us from the Carolinas. There he is, the leading voice, scribe in all of the Carolinas, college football, college basketball, columnist extraordinaire. We love having him on. The great Scott Hamilton. He's got a beautiful logo behind him. Wow. Look at you, man.
How about that?
Wow. It's FanStream Carolinas. That's the first time I've seen the logo.
Yeah.
It looks pretty good, doesn't it?
I'm giddy. I'm just giddy to have you on, number one. And number two, to have you as an official part of the FanStream Sports Network now.
Thank you.
With your own logo in Carolinas. I mean, you've done a lot of great things in your career, my friend. I mean, this has to be very much at the tippy top.
Of all the things I've done, it's one of them.
Congratulations. You've made it.
Thank you. Thank you. I can die now.
Is this where you thought you'd be 10 years ago?
I can laugh. I can laugh.
Growing up,
we're all here.
And I'm saying, I'm going to shoot for the stars. And man, sometimes you reach up and grab a star. Yeah. Well, anyway, here I am.
I'm going to tell you this, Scotty. Coming from a man who's done a few things myself, as you have, you are going to love the autonomy of being able to have your own show, do your own thing, be your own dude, say whatever the F you want to say, whenever the F you want to say it. There's a lot of pluses to it. So I hope you enjoy this ride as much as I have.
And of course, the biggest negative is in Dallas with this chucklehead right here. So if we
do have to work with him. So there is that. But other than that,
trying not to electrocute myself. I got all these cords and stuff. And
you look distracted.
Dude, I'm not very. Look, I got this thing.
All right,
the producer.
And am I crooked? Am I straight?
You're good. You're good. You're good. You're fantastic.
Like, look here. Watch this.
Ooh. Wow. I don't even have one of those.
Isn't that cool?
Jeez,
I can do other stuff, but I don't want to mess it up. It took me a while just to get this, and then I'm not perfect. It's still
all right. Tell me, where's my zoom in cameras?
You got to talk to the chief executive financial officer.
All right. So, what do you think of this college football playoff, Scotty? What do you think of this year 2 of the 12-team playoff? First, we had at least a couple of good games.
I love it. Yeah. I think it's fantastic. I think we got a wonderful field. I'm not hating on having 2 G5s. I mean, it's a lazy narrative to say those games were blowouts. I mean, if you dive into the box scores, I think it was much closer than people anticipated. I mean, there are 3 things you look at when you look at a game to really, you give me a box score. I can look at turnovers, I can look at penalties, and I can look at third down conversions, first downs, kind of the same thing. And I can probably tell you who won. And I look at those box scores, and sure enough, penalties killed Tulane.
Yeah.
And James Madison had a couple of turnovers. Other than that, I mean, they moved the football. And they could say, it was garbage time and this and that. I don't buy that. I mean, they're out there competing. And the more they scored, the tighter they had to be. The sphincters in Oregon. And then, they had to be tightening up pretty good. I'm fine with it, man. And I don't think there should be automatic bids, more than one automatic bid for a G5. But you know, they did it to themselves. They being the powers that be, you know, at the ACC deciding they wanted to be a coast to coast conference and not having a tiebreaker that made
that
sense.
Weird tiebreaker. Yeah.
Weird.
Yeah. What was that all about? Like, how do you not have the highest ranked teams are in the championship game? How do you given a tie? Like, why would
it's the ACC, man?
Yeah.
Next year, some teams are playing 8 conference games, some are playing 9.
That makes a lot of sense.
How?
Yeah.
I know, and I've been around that league. You know, I was telling somebody the other day, I cut my teeth, you know, coming up covering ACC, and looking back, it was kind of like which Batman was it? Was the last one, the Dark Knight Rises? Remember, Bane grew up in that hole. You know, and it formed him. That's kind of like me coming up as a journalist, you know, covering the ACC. I was just, you know, it formed me and more, you know, molded me, and I saw stuff that didn't make sense. Then you get thrown out into the SEC and the Big Ten and all that, and you're like, wow, it's a different world. People who actually think through things.
Yeah. The ACC from the very I was kind of on your same timeline. My early career, you know, I would remember
you were in Greensboro.
Yeah, I was in Greensboro in 95 and 96.
Mm-hmm.
But I was in Tallahassee when FSU made that decision to go to the ACC. And I remember very starkly the day the SEC came down to Tallahassee, and everybody just assumed that the SEC was going to take Florida State. Florida State was going to choose the SEC.
Right.
It was a natural fit. It seemed like a very natural fit. And the SEC came down, and they could not have been more arrogant, could not have been more dismissive of Florida State, and just like, okay, we'll all right, sure, why not? We got to expand. We might as well come. Go ahead, come on. You don't get any revenue for the first 4 or 5 years, but we'll just treat you like a redheaded stepchild. And FSU was like. And then the ACC came down, and maybe the first good thing they've ever done, they really wined and dined Florida State and really wanted them. And that was the recruiting process, because after that, everything went sour. But it was an interesting time. But from the very beginning, I don't think people may not be old enough or don't remember, Scott, it was a shock when Florida State went to the ACC. Was it not?
Huge. Were they in the Metro Conference?
Metro Conference, yes. With Memphis and Louisville and Tulane and Southern Miss. Yeah.
I sat in Coach Bowden's office in 2001, and he told me that story. And, you know, his deal was, and he admitted it, that he knew it would be a more difficult path in the SEC. They won 48 straight ACC games before they lost at Virginia in 95, something like that.
So the Barber twins. Yep.
That's right. Tiki and Rondé. That's right. I remember that. Was that a Thursday night game?
Of course. The ACC made FSU go on the road every 2 Thursday night games a year. They did another stupid ass thing they would do. Every year they would send us on a road and night game on a Thursday.
Isn't it? And you know, we haven't spoken for a while. Isn't it kind of funny that the schools that were literally suing the ACC are the ones who had the really worst seasons?
Yeah,
this year.
You think it didn't work out great. No.
Oh, hey, and I know we're just chasing rabbits here, but I'm enjoying it. The biggest news right now for me is I'm trying to wrap my head around the new offensive coordinator at North Carolina.
Who is that? No,
Bobby Petrino.
Bobby Petrino.
Oh, that's right. You told me Bobby Petrino with Bill Belichick. Wow.
Okay, so he's now this is a confident man. I don't want to use the word cuckolded, you know, with regards to Bill Belichick. But he's putting Bobby Petrino in the building with Jordan Hudson.
He doesn't want to feel threatened.
Somebody get a motorcycle right now.
Now, Saban had his school for wayward coaches where you would come and you would get scrubbed clean and you'd get sanitized and baptized and sent back out into the wilderness to speak the gospel of Saban.
Yeah.
So Belichick, what's he running now? I mean, he's bringing in Bobby Petrino. He's got his 24-year-old girlfriend. We know Petrino's background. He's just an older version of Lane Kiffin, a pervier version, if that's possible.
Impossible.
So he's bringing him in, and is he going to coach him up on how to get, okay, if you're going to mess around with the volleyball player, here's what you have to do.
Does Jordan have a friend that is interested in him or something? Like, that's probably what happened, right?
Okay. Maybe Bill's at one of the cheerleading things.
Oh, we saw that.
Oh my God.
Do you have a friend?
So there's a friend on her cheerleading squad that says, that Bobby Petrino guy, I've got some daddy issues, and that really works for me.
I mean, how, first of all, this is a program that doesn't need to be tying its wagon to any more problems.
Yeah.
And it's not like Bobby Petrino got scrubbed clean by Sam Pittman.
No. Or Jimbo Fisher at A&M the year before.
This is the most perplexing hire in college football since Bill Belichick was hired as the head coach at UNC.
Hey, Scott, can you speak on this? Like, you've been around these programs.
Sure.
Is there a more arrogant, snootier program than North Carolina? Like, for them,
the People's Republic of Chapel Hill, brother. Let me tell you about it.
For
these people, it is the biggest. You've set me off now. This is the biggest bastion of hypocrisy.
Yes,
bar none. I mean, you've got the fake classes. You've got the wine and cheese crowd that shows up late and leaves early.
Yep.
You know what?
Sam Cassell.
I remember,
dude. I was there when that was spoken into my microphone when he said that, the wine and cheese crowd. Yep.
I was the columnist at the Winston-Salem Journal, and I had written some columns about the ASFAM scandal, the fake classes.
Yeah.
And one of my lines was that, the Carolina way was a sham, and it was buried on a sunny day in February with Dean Smith, yada, yada, yada. Carol Folt, the president, chancellor, grand poobah, whatever she was at UNC, she's now at Southern Cal. She came with two of her henchmen to my office. They called me. I got called into my office. It was me, the executive editor, managing editor, publisher. And she goes over a slideshow trying to tell me how this didn't happen. When it did happen. The fake classes happened. So you're a bastion of higher learning. And you've literally got a scheme where athletes are not, they're fake classes. And they said it was okay because everybody had access to it. So that's even worse. Yeah, that's even worse. Not only are you just, putting athletes through, you can put anybody through. So what's a degree at UNC really worth?
Not much. All right. So we've definitely gone down a rabbit hole here. Before we go any further, let's zero in on what we have coming up this weekend.
You said zero in. I'm zeroing in. See, I can zero out.
Yes, you can.
I can zero in.
Oh, so we have Miami, Ohio State.
Too far because we don't need to see the swing hanging from the ceiling over on the left.
Look at that. I got some golf clubs.
My kids are watching today, for God's sakes.
You want to see my miniature Heisman? That's my little Heisman.
Yeah, to get the golf there. Very nice. Very nice.
All right, I'm sorry.
Yeah.
I'm just really happy with gadgets.
I can see that. Any thoughts on Ohio State, Miami? You want to take a shot at that?
Oh, yeah.
This is what the playoff is all about. When you bring together a couple of programs like this, and this is going to be almost like an NFL game with the amount of talent on this field coming up.
Rematch, right, of the 0-2 championship
0-2.
game.
Yeah, except I'm wondering who's Michael Irvin going to kiss if they win this one. This is going to be something.
Done with that.
Whoever he wants.
Yeah.
He's on the good stuff. I'm just going to leave it at that.
Yeah,
but this game, I mean, I still believe in Miami. I really do. And Miami, and you'll agree with this, JP. Miami was by far the best team in the ACC, but that convoluted tiebreaker. And anyway, I think head to head, body to body, they line up really good with Ohio State. I really believe that. My concern is the guy on the sideline who we've seen not take a knee when you can take a knee and win a game. Yeah. Can Cristobal again be not really a great coach, just a good coach? Just don't do anything wrong.
Not lose it. Yeah.
Not just lose it, man. Let your guys play. Carson Beck is the one on the field, though, who's going to have the most pressure on him because this is his moment. This will validate everything. This will validate his career at Georgia. You can point any number of fingers. You'll be able to blame everything that happened there on something else. You'll be able to validate him leaving Georgia, another playoff team, to go to Miami, and you could say, oh, it was the girlfriend, it was the money, or whatever. This kind of wipes that clean, okay? Because you can say he went to play and win a championship. Is it the biggest game in Miami and since that 2002? I mean, is it? 100%. Has there been a bigger one?
I don't think so. No.
And I think it's an opportunity. And then I have to think, how are the people at ACC headquarters feeling right now? Grateful, one.
Yeah.
Embarrassed. And they have a sense of urgency to get this right, because if their best team goes in, now they already won a huge game. Make no mistake about that. What happened over the weekend was pretty darn impressive. But if they get boat raced by Ohio State on, what is it, New Year's Eve? Or is it New Year's Eve? I think it's New Year's Eve.
Yeah, New Year's Eve, 7:30.
It's a bigger blow to the credibility of that conference, because it's already fallen behind the Big Ten. It's already fallen behind the SEC. And I know they already won the one game against A&M, but this will really show the disparity between the two conferences. And there's a lot on the line for the ACC that game.
I would agree. Yeah, 100%. And I think they have the talent to do it. Quite frankly, I think Miami's just absolutely, the fact that they lost 2 ACC games is a shocker to me. But that's your boy, the head coach. That's what happens.
Yeah.
They have those brain farts every year. Will they be able to stay on task? Which I was impressed that they went into a Kyle Field with all that going on and won a close game. And to me, that was shocking. And they did it. Oregon and Texas Tech. I've kind of picked Oregon to go all the way. After that defensive performance I saw last week, maybe not. And I don't think anybody is on Texas Tech like they should be, because it's Texas Tech. Nobody, but the bottom line is this roster that they put together is as good as anybody's, and they're playing great football. So
I've covered Texas Tech for the last 4 years, and their bugaboo was always defense, right? They could put up 60 points, but they were always going to allow 65 or 70 against them. This year, the transfer portal, they've done amazing work. They've got all of their coaches. They've got all of their upper management guys back. They've extended everybody. They've got no distractions. Everybody's playing. This thing's on a mission, man. This thing is rolling, and I'm very curious. I'm going to pick Texas Tech, of course, but I'm very curious to see how they roll against a team like Oregon.
Well, the thing, though, that we don't know, and we could look at last year, we can see if it's a pattern or if that was a one-off, though. How does the layoff affect them?
Mm-hmm.
Okay,
28 days between games.
Joey McGuire, that's his biggest test. It's not preparing for Oregon. It's somehow figuring out. It is a lot. How do you prepare a team over that time period? How do you keep their attention? How do you keep them motivated? How do you keep them, hungry? There's so many variables, and he's been coaching a long time, but he's not really been coaching, Power 4 football for a long time. Yeah. How will he be able to keep that thing moving forward? Now, as far as Oregon, I am a Dan Lanning guy. I will die on a hill and maybe tell you that I think he is the best coach in college football right now. I truly believe that.
I agree with you. That's why I picked Oregon. Yeah.
Well, he's like if Saban and Kirby had a baby.
Yeah,
that's what it is. It's Dan Lanning, and he's got all the resources. Yeah, it is gross. At least he doesn't wear that visor. Kirby wears the Nancy Lopez visor.
Yeah, he does. Kind of looks like her too.
I got a story. That's another show.
Tell it on your show.
I'll tell you my Nancy Lopez story, but I buy Dan Lanning stock all day and all night.
Yeah, that's one of the main reasons I like them. They're physical and the way they play.
I'm not a Dante Moore believer though. He makes too many mistakes. No.
All right. We'll see what. All right.
The best thing
to Alabama and Indiana.
Whew. Now you talk about a guy who will be able to motivate a team over a long break. I think Cignetti, I think that's perfect for him. I think he's the one guy whose shtick actually applies to having a long break and keeping your team's attention. I wouldn't be surprised to see them just steamroll over Alabama. Alabama still can't run the football.
Yeah,
still can't run the football. That and Indiana's front four is really good, and Mendoza. I mean, that might be the biggest blowout of the quarterfinals.
I hope.
Yeah, and I was impressed with Alabama's ability to come back from 17 down against Oklahoma. I didn't think they were capable of that. That kind of
Choklahoma. Yeah, Oklahoma. That was
a
Venables,
joke,
man.
Has anybody's quarterback stock fallen more than John Mateer in the last 2 months?
Bless his heart. I mean, it just went.
Yeah.
He was, I had him on my Heisman ballot, and you
Yeah.
never want to put too much stock into a September Heisman, but I had him up high, and then he got hurt, and then he came back, and I'm like, well, he'll get it together. He doesn't look anything like the same guy.
Nope.
He doesn't. He looks like a poor man's Diego Pavia, is what he looks like.
Yeah.
We needed Washington State. John Mateer is what we needed, not
Yes.
what we got in Oklahoma.
I agree with that.
All right, then Ole Miss in Georgia and the Caesar Superdome and the Sugar Bowl.
That could get ugly early, I think.
Yeah, that could not be good. Ole Miss, one.
I thought they looked okay. I mean, it's Tulane. It gave them a game earlier, but I don't know. I think this might be closer than the experts think. You don't think so? You think Kirby's going to put it on them?
What's the spread on that one?
I think 4.5. Am I right on that?
Oh, is that all?
Take the dogs to cover that one.
I might make some money on that.
I mean, Kirby's going to know what he's going to do, what they have to do to win, get out healthy, and get on to the next round. I mean, this isn't his first rodeo, and if Kiffin had been on the sideline, maybe Kirby goes at him a little bit extra. But Pete Golding, I mean, how can
I got 6.5 right now is what I'm showing.
6.5. Okay, yeah, that's
what's the over under? Does it show the over under?
55.5. I'm going over. Just Georgia was going to score 50.
How about Trinidad Chambliss? I mean, that's one of the best stories in college football. I still don't feel like it gets enough attention. Yeah. It's absolutely incredible. Does he leave though? Is that something?
Yeah.
I mean, he just transferred from T-Mobile to AT&T. So everybody thought he was in the transfer portal, but it was for his cell phone. Stupid commercial.
Welcome to college football.
Stupid commercial.
So before you leave, I was about some thoughts on Lane Kiffin and the way that whole thing went down. I'm in the minority. I thought they should have just let him coach at Ole Miss, but evidently that was something that Ole Miss could not stomach whatsoever. I don't know. I'm a little bit more pragmatic about these things.
I would have had a really hard time with it. I'll be honest with you, because the way he drug that out, and I'm looking it up now. I'm trying to get an initial date of when did all this begin? When was Brian Kelly fired? Week 7, week 9?
Right after the Aggies whooped his ass in Baton Rouge.
You're right. He drug it out. He could have put it to bed. There was a better way to handle it. But the biggest winner in this, other than probably LSU, even though I'm not ready to say, Lane Kiffin's going to win a national title at LSU, because Brian Kelly's also a pretty good football coach, and he didn't win a national championship at LSU. Keith Carter, the Ole Miss athletic director, is the biggest winner in all this, because he stood his ground. He showed who's running that department. He showed some real character. He wasn't cut off at the knees. And I have to think that will really benefit him going forward with regards to how much money boosters are going to put in, how much more the university is going to allocate towards athletics. I mean, this could be a seminal moment, and not just for the football program, but for all athletics at Ole Miss. Keith Carter standing his ground with Joey Freshwater, I think.
But did he maybe stand his ground to the detriment of this season, though?
Do you want? But it's one season. He's got to play the long game as the athletic director, and make no mistake.
How many more opportunities you gonna get?
Yeah.
Well, that's exactly right. That's exactly right. But now he's firmed up the infrastructure even more to have a better shot. I think
he's wasted this season, and they had a good shot this year. I thought of going.
Well, they still do. They still do. I don't know that Kiffin is that big. I don't know that Kiffin's going to make that much of a difference. I truly don't. I mean, everything else, Charlie Weiss Jr. He's there.
Lane, but Lane was calling the plays.
Was he? I don't know that.
Yeah, I'm not hearing that. I'm hearing that it was Charlie the whole time.
Yeah. This is a good move for them going forward. Besides, what Lane did, and look, I was a huge Lane Kiffin guy. Huge. He gamed that place. He pulled off that whole "I've changed" deal. He hadn't changed. Man. That fan base is brokenhearted. He had a fake dog. The dog's real. It wasn't his, so the relationship with the dog was fake. I think they're better off, and I think the athletic department is on firmer ground, and I think that Keith Carter is going to be able to really elevate things to another level because he didn't allow himself to be cut off at the knees.
All right. Well, you just cut yourself off at the knees. You just cut your camera off. You know,
You did.
I might have actually.
You did.
That's
You
weird.
did.
I didn't touch anything. That's crazy.
That's how it works. Well, I think that's a perfect ending to this.
Probably, yeah.
Wish you a wonderful Merry Christmas, Scotty. Thank you very much for jumping on. Can't wait to work with you as we roll down this and have you on the show all the time. I'll be happy to come on yours if you like, if you need me. But welcome aboard and have a Merry Christmas, my friend.
Have a Merry Christmas, y'all. See you.
See ya.
All right. All righty. My friend, I want to wish a very Merry Christmas to all of you out there.
What's the schedule this week before you get into your Merry Christmases? Are we off tomorrow and Thursday, or what are we doing?
We are off tomorrow and Thursday. Of course. We're off tomorrow and Thursday.
I mean, I'm doing shows.
No. Work off. It's because you don't like Christmas. I do.
I hate Christmas.
I actually want to do some Christmas stuff. Yes, please. Right. So we're going to be off Wednesday and Thursday. Friday is still TBD, but I think probably it's a no-go on Friday. We'll see if something big comes up. We'll be doing emergency press conferences, et cetera, et cetera. So that's why I just want to wish all of you guys a Merry Christmas. So I'm sorry I didn't get to all your texts today. We had obviously in-studio guests, et cetera, and Scotty. So we appreciate all of you guys. Have a great, great Christmas. And without you guys, we are nothing. So thank you so much. And have a good one. Hope you're surrounded by family that you like.